I had a
Hmm.
question with your portfolios, like on your website or physically. Like, how many? Well, actually, I guess this is more of an online question. Do you put every, like, say, waterfowl, for example? Do you put every in focus, fairly good waterfowl shot in, or are you more selective? Like, are you more broad on that, or what's your process there?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question, actually. Well, at least in my like, what I do with my website, because Smugbug sounds like I'm plugging them, but we're not sponsored. But I'm just talking about how nice they are. They have like unlimited storage and everything. So I upload like a lot of basically any raw file or image I edit, I upload to the site. But I keep a lot of them into basically it's like I think I call it like the old photos folder. But even if they're not like old photos, but it's basically all the rejects and stuff that I'm just like, this isn't worthy of the portfolio, even though I thought like editing it would be nice. So I do get kind of choosy about like which ones I do keep, like in the public's eye, we'll say. So it is tough though, because I like they're kind of like favorite kids, you know. It's tough to choose, and like when I get three shots of like you said, a waterfowl, like a duck or something, and they're like kind of different enough that I can appreciate each one on its own. But like I'm like, man, I don't think people need to see three
Mm-hmm.
very subtly like very similar images of the same duck, the same light, same composition, and like I don't think people like need to see three of them. But like I'm just like torn because I'm like I don't know which one to choose out of the three. I feel like they're all three great and people need to see them. So it's tough and it's I don't know. I find a way to make it work, but honestly, I probably share too much, and I need to be more choosy, like about which ones I display. You know, less is more, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's striking that balance is very very tough, and maybe some people will be more cutthroat about it. It just depends, but like for me, it is like a struggle pretty much all the time of like which ones do I keep and which ones do I you know
Mm-hmm.
not share, I guess too. So that really didn't answer your question, but I'll
No,
just say
no,
like
I thought,
that's
yeah, it did. That was a good answer.
okay. I didn't feel like I
Uh,
answered it because I was basically like, I don't know what to say, like
mm-hmm.
because it is like a thing that's like tough, at least for me to
Mm-hmm.
skirt around. You know, there's no
See,
easy way out.
it's funny. I'm like the complete opposite. I'm more cutthroat in that regard. Like if you look at my Lightroom catalog, like I'll delete 90% of the images, and just
Oh wow.
if I'm taking like a series of a bird or something, I'll just I'll keep maybe three of the raw files and end up exporting maybe two of those. Um, so yeah, I'm a lot more cutthroat with that. I don't know why. I guess it's just how I roll. But yeah, I just like smaller amounts. I guess I don't want to have like millions of photos to go through when I'm trying to find something.
I
Especially if
mean,
it's similar. So.
yeah, that's a good way to go about it though, because like if I put myself into like the viewer's eyes, like their shoes, and go like if I'm looking at someone's website or like I don't know their social profiles, I don't like necessarily want to see 20 like I guess now I'm thinking about it, nothing really like bugs me more. I guess is like if I see someone post. I don't want to call anyone out, but like if they post like the same like 10+ photos
Mm-hmm.
in a yeah, you probably know this kind of
Yeah.
people, but like they post 10 photos of like the same bird or the same landscape, but it's like a little bit different each time, but it's copy pasted basically, and
Uh-huh.
it's like nothing's more like
And in
I
the
just don't know.
same day too.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's nothing against them. It's whatever they want to do, but still, like if we're talking from like a portfolio perspective, it's like that's just nothing. Like whether they post on Instagram or like their website doesn't matter. It's just like it does not look good in any way, in my opinion. But like I think the mark of a true like professional, we'll say, is like you have like just it's a diverse portfolio, but like it's 10 images. But man, those 10 images are on their own
Mm-hmm.
very impactful,
Oh yeah.
very strong. Very strong, and like they know their camera stuff well. It's
Mm-hmm.
very strong color, strong light, pleasing, like playful compositions, and like but they all flow together like in such a way that it's just like it's stunning. But each image speaks on its own. Like it doesn't need to be in this collection, but they all work together and flow together nicely. And like that to me, like is the mark of someone that like really knows their stuff knows how to like curate their work, whether they have like an advisor or some help of a friend or someone they know, or if they just do it on their own. Like that to me like speaks like, okay, you really know what you're about a lot better, I'd say. So, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sequencing is just like the most important part, of a portfolio. You could have a bird in a landscape photo, but like, how do you make those two connect?
Mm-hmm.
Is like the real most important part, I'd say, to make a portfolio.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think you can have both. You can have a 10 image portfolio kind of at the start of your website, and then as you go deeper, you could go into more broad categories. But I think having that quick portfolio is definitely important. Um, whether that be on Instagram or whether that be on a website, so people can see what you're about. They may not just want to see a list of different categories and then have to search through that list to find the spectacular ones. I mean, most all the photos in your list, of course, would be very good, but they might have to dig through to find the really good ones. So it would be kind of nice to have kind of a nice landing page where you could see the summary of your work, basically.
Yeah, definitely. And it's tough, but like I do agree, like early on, like try and like almost like a challenge for yourself. Like just throw all your photos together in like a thumbnail kind of view and just like select, like I had actually had to do this, I remember. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm going way back now, years ago, but when I was taking the online classes at New York Institute of Photography, or NYIP, I think one of the assignments was I think it was the last assignment, I had two classes, but the last one I had to curate a portfolio actually of, I think it was like my 5 images or something, my 5 best images, and like it was basically making like a mock sharing thing with like the mentors on the, like it was basically an assignment, and I'd
Hmm.
like share like I think it's like 5 or 10 photos and have like a statement about them and like how they all connected and everything. And it taught me a lot because it was like I had to like really look back, which back then it wasn't really much photos I had, but so it was kind of easier. But and my standards were different and all that. But anyways, like it taught me a lot about how to sequence images and like tell them all together as a story, or just even if they didn't like fit thematically, we'll say like how to connect those from like a visual standpoint. So I had like like a photo of a bird, one of like a flower, a landscape, a macro something or other, like, and it was just like trying to tie those all together and string them along. Like it was tough though, like, and it's a learning lesson, but like I recommend people do that because I feel like it does helps you see patterns of compositions or things you do in your work.
Hmm.
Maybe it shows bad habits that you may want to break in your images that are kind of monotonous.
Yeah, like
um,
death spots or like a slight miss of
yeah, oh
focus.
definitely.
You can really kind of look into that.